Hey everybody, I'm Andrew Harris, the Thoughtful Carpenter, and today we're going to talk about a new product from LP SmartSide, which is their nickel gap. So this is a 7-inch exposure nickel gap in between each layer. It's a new siding, so this is pre-finished. We've got a bisque black, and I think this is sandstone. It turned out really sharp, and the architect details on this are really nice. These single-piece corners, so it's a 1x4 corner. So you've got a 3/4 inch this direction and 3.5 this direction. And then you've got to maintain 3/16 gaps everywhere on the building. And so it leaves that corner really kind of clean instead of having that chunky piece that LP normally does. The bucks on the garage doors, we left proud 1/4 of an inch on top of that 1x4 as well. And so I think that this gives it a really clean look. All of this has to be caulked, every gap on it. It's kind of part of their system, and they do have a color match caulk with all their expert finishes. So it's just a James Hardy caulk color, and it's from Quad, and so that'll all get applied later this week. One of the things that we didn't realize when we were installing it, we aren't in a hurricane territory. So apparently if you're in hurricane or high wind areas, you have to run these much larger nail heads, and because of that you see these big fat heads. And after we watched all the installation videos, they didn't mention that, and so LP, their rep, was here, and so after chatting with them, he mentioned that we were allowed to get away with a 15 gauge nail, which is a much smaller head. And so we wish we would have known that earlier. But if you're installing it and you're in question, if you want to do recommended nailing, you've got to use the full siding nail for your starters, and then also for face nailing. And so just something to pay attention to. One of the bigger things that we like to pay attention to also is the drip caps. The drip cap is maintaining about a 1/2 inch opening to allow any water to flow out. So if any water did get behind there, it can get out over top of the drip cap. So all the garage door heads have it, all of the windows have it. The tops of these are pre-fab boxes. They're PVC. I wouldn't suggest doing that again. It's kind of a pain. PVC doesn't paint that well. You have to get a specific paint for it. I would have probably gone with the same LP product. If it was a PVC building, we had a lot of PVC to paint, then definitely PVC. But currently that's kind of a design flaw in my opinion. I probably wouldn't have gone that way. It does work, obviously. It's really a nice feature to have all of your outlets and everything in waterproofed and flashed. It's got flashing caps as long as they're installed correctly and taped. But yeah, anyway, that's the nickel gap product from LP SmartSide. And so take a look at the video, and we'll show some of the key features and how it all kind of comes together.